Hello friends, welcome to my channel Power BI Skills. Through this channel, I share with my viewers a lot of tips, tricks, and best practices in Power BI in order to develop stunning dashboards. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you a useful feature in Power BI to show the top N cases in your report. This is very useful feature when you have to rank the performance. For example, you have to show the top 3 best performing salesmen in terms of their sales value, or maybe you have to show the top 5 countries in terms of their GDP numbers. In this video, we will be discussing how we will be using the top N filters in different scenarios. But before we proceed further, I would request you to please like and share my videos in case you believe that you are enhancing your Power BI knowledge through these videos. In case you are new to my channel, then I would request you to subscribe my channel by hitting the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you will get the notification to all my future videos. Your like and subscribe will motivate me to make more such useful content for my viewers. Now let's get started. This is the example dataset showing the sales numbers, sales done in various countries, US, Canada, UK, and India, customer to whom we have sold our goods, and the sales value. Let's upload this example in Power BI. Now our dataset is loaded in Power BI. I'll start with creating a matrix with the help of dataset. I'll select the matrix. I'll add country and customer name at row level, and I'll add my sales value at a value level. I will increase the size of the matrix and expand these numbers. I'll also create a slicer to add the country level information here, and I will change the format. I'll go to slicer settings and I will select drop down. In selection, I will enable select all option as well. Now I'll have to add the ranking for the sales numbers. Higher the sales would be rank 1 or a higher rank, and lower the sales would be lower rank. To add the ranking, we'll have to create a measure. I'll select my matrix. I'll go to data and I will click on 3 dots and create new measure. I'll name this measure as sales ranking. Here I'll be using a RankX function. As per the syntax, I'll have to first give the table reference, which is sheet 1. Then expression, since we'll be doing the ranking for the sales numbers, we'll have to use the expressions calculate sum of sales. And I will skip value and order, and this ranking would be in descending order. It means higher the sales would have higher ranking and lower the sales would have lower ranking. I will hit enter. Now I will add the rank measure to my matrix. Now you can see that this ranking measure is not giving a right result, because in all these cases it is showing rank 1, which is incorrect. The reason behind this is when we are using RankX, then this DAX function is reading and comparing each sales number within itself, and it's not comparing the sales number with the entire table sales number. This is because we have filters applied in the entire table. To get the correct results, we'll have to first remove the filters by using all or all selected function. Let me first use all function. I have covered all except and all selected filters in my previous videos. You can see the link appearing on the I button. You can go through that video, which is very handy for understanding all these filters. So you can refer to that video and understand better about all these filters, all except and all selected. Here I'll be using all function, all, then sheet 1 is the table. So with all function, I'll be removing all the filters from the table. Now you can see that we are getting right information from this. Now, one of the drawback of all function is that once we remove the filters through the all function, then even the slicers would not be able to work in those scenarios. Then it is always preferable to apply the all selected function so that your slicer would work. Let me show you. Like in this particular case, if I select a particular country, let's say Canada, the ideal result could have been I should see the ranking for Canada only from 1 to 8, whereas it is still showing the ranking for the all countries as a whole in terms of sales number. So by applying the filters, the ranking is still showing at an overall level, not at an entity level. Now let me just change this measure a bit. Instead of all, I will be using all selected. Now if I click enter, now you can see the ranking is appearing correctly. Let me just sort this number by the sales. You can see it is showing a correct ranking. If I select India, I'll get the top 8 ranking for India. If I select UK, US, and so on. So this is the difference between all and all selected functions. So how this is impacting our ranking. Now let's say I want to see only the top 3 cases uh, for in terms of the sales number. I just want to highlight the top 3 sales numbers or top 3 highest sales numbers. So for that, I'll have to add a new measure, and I'll name this measure as top N filter. And here I will be using if function. If my sales ranking is less than equal to 3, that's 1, else it's 0. So I just want to see the list of sales where the ranking is 3 or less. So 1, 2, and 3, the top 3 ranking should only display. So I have created this measure. Now I will select my matrix and I will go to filter and I will add TopN filter in add data fields. And here I will select is. So wherever like it is, the result is 1, it should appear, else it should not appear. I'll apply this filter. Now you can see we have a ranking available. Let me see, let me show it at an entity level. So these are the top 3 cases for Canada, top 3 cases for India, top 3 cases for UK, US, and these are the top 3 cases for overall level. Another challenge I can see, even at a country level, I'll see some ranking, or I would say the duplication of ranking, which is not correct. To remove the ranking against the country name and against the total, I'll have to tweak my measure a bit. I'll go to my sales ranking measure. I will shift enter. I will create a variable and I'll name this variable sales ranking overall, and I will write this equal to return. Now the result would be if is in scope. I'll be using a new DEX function is in scope. So wherever we have a customer name available, then the ranking would be as calculated with the help of variable as sales ranking overall. And if the customer name is not available, then should not be any action. If I hit enter, now you can see the ranking is available only against the customer name. Similarly, if I select any country, I'll get the ranking only against the customer name. Now, this is one scenario. Let's say if I want to show the top 3 cases for each of the country when I will select all. So let's say when I select all, instead of the overall top 3 cases, I want to show the top 3 cases for US, India, UK, and Canada as well. Unlike like in the current scenario where the overall top 3 cases are appearing. For that, I will tweak my sales ranking measure. Here I will select in all selected filter. I would also give the reference of the customer name. So I will be removing all filter except the customer name filter. And I will close this. And if I hit enter, now you can see the result is that I have selected all and I am getting the top 3 cases for all countries. If I select any country, so I'll get the top 3 cases for that particular country only. But if I select all, then I'll be getting the output of all 3 countries, the top 3 cases for all 3 countries. Whereas in the earlier scenario, I was getting the overall top 3 sales cases. Now let's discuss a scenario where we have a sales numbers are same for multiple customers. Let's say in this particular example in US, we have a same amount of sales done against the various customers. Let's upload this in Power BI and see how the ranking and top end filters would be done in this scenario. Now I have uploaded the second scenario in Power BI and I have created a same metrics table and the slicer, and we have created the same measure for creating the ranking and creating the top end filter, or I would say the top 3 cases filter with the top end measure. And if you see this with the second dataset example, in US, you would say we have around 5 cases instead of top 3. The 5 cases of same sales numbers are appearing. If you go to our sales ranking measure, if I click on this RankX Dax function, you would see after a descending option selection, there is another option which is dense and skip. So if I select skip, if I hit enter, you would see that by default, like the top 3 cases would appear in US since top 5 cases are of same value, so that's why top 5 cases are appearing here of the same value, which is 25,000. Now instead of skip, if I select the option dense, then you would see the top 3 cases would appear. For top 5 cases, since the amount is same, the ranking would be same, 25,000, and top 3 cases are appearing here. So let's understand this by removing the TopN filter from here, and let's see how the ranking is calculated. I'll first remove this. Now you can see in US, we have total 8 customers and the amount of sales against each customer is mentioned. So for first 5 cases, rank would be same. And then we have 2, 3, and 4. This is appearing because in the measure, we have select the option dense. In case of dense function, like wherever the amount is same, ranking would be same, and then so on, the ranking would change. But if I select a skip option here, and if I hit enter, you would see the top 5 cases, the ranking would be same, but for the 6th case, the rank would be 6 instead of 2. So then all 2, 3, 4, 5 rank would be skipped, and straight away the next rank after rank 1 would be the 6th rank. So this is basis the total number of cases we have and the amount. So in this scenario, let's say I would go to dense only, and I'll hit enter. And if I would select the TopN filter, and if I would select is equal to 1, and I'll apply filter. Now you can see, since we are asking for top 3 cases, so top 5 are same, so it would be 1, then second rank, and then the third rank would appear. But instead of dense, if I select skip option here, then only the top 5 cases, because of the same value, those would appear. Second and third rank would not appear in case of US. This is another scenario of ranking. There is another peculiar dataset example we have, where we have an OpenAI report showing the open invoices, credit notes, adjustments, and unallocated cash appearing, and we have to do the ranking for these different type of transaction, irrespective of their sign, whether these are negative or positive. So let's first upload this dataset in Power BI. I have uploaded this dataset in Power BI. You can see sheet number 3 is appearing, and then we have created the matrix the way we created in other scenarios. And I have also created the slicer with the various type of transactions we have. Now, before we create a ranking, now since the ranking has to be created for the amount, irrespective of if the amount is negative or positive, ignoring the negative or positive sign. So first we'll have to convert all the amount into the positive numbers. So for that, I will be creating a new measure. Amount with positive sign. Here I'll be using if function. If some amount is less than 0, if this is true, then some amount into -1. If the amount is negative, then we'll multiply this with the -1 so that this would be positive. If the amount is positive, then this would remain some amount. Now we have the amount with positive sign. Now I'll just simply calculate the ranking with the amount with positive sign. To create a ranking, we'll use the ranking. So I'll be using RankX function, and in table I will be using all selected, and the table reference would be sheet 3, and here I'll be using transaction number. I'll be giving this column reference, and my expression would be sum. It should not be sum. So since we have created a measure, so I'll straight away use the measure amount with positive sign. I'll skip the value, I'll skip the order. This would be in descending order, ranking as dense. So I have created my measure for ranking. I will add this in my matrix. If I sort by the ranking, and I will sort this in ascending order. I'll sort the ranking in ascending order. Now you can see for all we have a ranking appearing in 1 to 8, starting with the higher to lower amount. If the amount is in negative, still if we ignore the negative sign, it is appearing in higher to lower. And if I calculate the TopN function, let's say the top 3 cases, I'll be using a TopN filter measure. I'll create the measure. I'll name this TopN filter. Let's say fourth scenario. And this would be if my ranking with amount is less than equal to 3, then 1, else 0. And I will put the TopN function here, and I will select is. If it is 1, then we'll have to apply the filter. And I'll expand invoice and unapplied cash. And again, since in adjustments, adjustment title, credit note title, and invoice title, we are seeing the ranking, which is, or in the total, I can see the rank which is appearing here, which is incorrect. So I'll have to change my ranking measure the way we did it in the earlier scenario, and our ranking would be done. So I will create a variable ranking with amount, and I'll write equal to. I will return, and my result would be if is in scope transaction number. If transaction number is available, then the ranking would be a ranking with amount, else no action. Enter. Yep. So this is how we have calculated the ranking, even if the data is a mix of negative and positive. I hope you have learned the useful feature of applying the top N filters in the Power BI reports, and you will be able to implement the same feature in your work assignments as well. In case you have any questions or doubts, you can send your queries through the comment section, and I will try to respond to your questions and queries as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, friends. Thanks for supporting my video. Bye and take care.